Let's just be honest for a second. As incredible as the game of basketball is, we can all agree the NBA was built on the backs of its superstars. I'm talking Magic, Jordan, Kobe, LeBron, players who dominated on the court and were also the face of the league. These are the people that dominated so much and were so famous that regardless of how their team was doing, if you wanted to wake up and talk about basketball, the conversation had to start with them. That's what I mean when I'm talking about superstars, faces of the league. For example, right now, I dare you, go ask your grandma name two players in the NBA. I guarantee you she say LeBron James and Steph Curry. Never seen them play. She don't need to. Those are the people that everybody talks about. But when we talk about this next generation, I don't really see superstars. Got a lot of stars, a lot of talent. Don't see the superstars. Now there are a lot of reasons for that. You can't just point to one thing as to why that is. But there is something that happened almost 10 years ago that once it happened pretty much was the start of the decline of the NBA and its superstars. And what that is was the supermax contract. Now for those who don't know, the supermax was introduced back in 2017. And what it does is allow a team to offer one player up to 35% of the salary cap based on if they hit certain goals like MVP or they make all NBA teams. But the whole concept behind it is simple. It's just giving small market teams a better chance to keep their superstar players by offering them an insane amount of money and making them rethink going to a different city where they would have to make less money. And at the time it made sense. This is right in the heat of the whole player empowerment, being able to move during free agency. This is right after LeBron started switching teams, KD started switching teams, so now the small market teams are like, hey, hold up now. How are we gonna keep our players? How are we gonna make them stay? And it worked too. You know, Giannis stayed in Milwaukee, Jokic stayed in Denver, but it's also caused some problems to the league that I don't think a lot of people have noticed, and everything is starting to come to fruition now. The biggest problem right now to the NBA is that all of the superstar players are stuck in small markets. Think about all the best young talent in the NBA right now. Where do they play? Giannis is in Milwaukee, Jokic, Denver, John Morant, Memphis, Anthony Edwards, Minnesota, Shai Gilgeous, OKC, Zion, New Orleans. Literally all the talent is in small markets. These teams don't get a lot of media attention. There's only enough room for about 3 to 4 teams that national media will actually talk about. So for the casual fan, a lot of them don't even get to really see the talent that's actually in the league because ESPN doesn't have time to talk about every single team. So how would you know? You need more than just talent to become a superstar. You need visibility, and that's what the young players today are missing. Another thing that the supermax has pretty much ruined is the creation of super teams. As much as people hate to admit it, every era in the NBA had its own super team. This was something great to follow. Fans love super teams. We love checking in and watching and just seeing what's gonna happen. We love cheering against those teams too. The Lakers and the Celtics, those back and forths in the 80s, those are super teams. In the 90s, Michael Jordan's Bulls. Hey, listen, I'm not trying to make anybody upset. That was a super team. Kobe and Shaq, super team. LeBron on the Heat, super team. KD on the Warriors, super team. As much as it may upset the person cheering against that team, that's the best thing for basketball. This is the first generation where those teams just don't exist. So we thought the NBA needed parity, but the ratings say no, we didn't. We want to see all the stars play basketball at the same time. Then all of a sudden, once players start getting supermaxes, all of a sudden there's injury management, load management. People don't want to play national televised games. Like, yo, what is going on? The players done got too rich. They don't try hard at the All-Star game. Regular season doesn't really matter. Nobody plays hard into the playoffs because that money is guaranteed and it's more money than ever. So basically the league saw what LeBron, Steph, KD, what they were able to do in their era from player movement and people teaming up, and you know, they wanted to stop that. So now at the end of their career, they're about to retire soon, and now we're looking and saying, like, wait, we don't have any more of them. How is the league going to still flourish if we don't have any of them? But they took away all the things that created them. So how is the NBA going to make it through an era where there's not really anybody ready to step up to the plate and just be him, be it? There are no teams for everyone to rally behind or cheer against. The Celtics are a great team, but the way they play, people don't even like to watch. So what happens now? I don't think any players are going to want to get rid of the supermax. Think about how much money they're getting. So how do you fix this problem? If we're not going to have superstars, we need super teams. And those are pretty much how you create superstars. We want to see the same people in the finals year after year. I don't care what people pretend to say. Having a different champion every single year ain't really, it's not as exciting as, you know, it sounds on paper.